Hello, what is up, everybody? My name is Mario Pichardo. This episode, we're going to be talking about Missouri's last abortion clinic says it may lose its license this week. This is out of CBS News. This story is we have another story coming up that's about the same topic, but this story is interesting because of it's off the back of Roe v. Wade, where it was ruled that a woman could have an abortion, and so I was interested more so in the legalese behind this case. But it is very notable. Um, Missouri is kind of saying, you can't have an abortion here anymore, and I really wonder what the conflict is there then about the Supreme Court's ruling. Does that mean that there always has to be at least one in the state, one legal way to do it in the state? I don't know how that works, but this story is very negative towards the side of conservatives, and I really don't understand what it is about liberals and their or Democrats and their obsession with abortion or being able to have an abortion. They keep referring to it as a woman's right or women's reproductive right. And I think that that's, the play on words that you want to, make it sound like a good thing. But it's a baby killing right is what it is. I want the right to kill babies. Don't take away my right to kill babies. If there's a baby inside of me, I want to be able to kill it. But of course, they don't want to say it that way because it sounds harmful. And so they try to make it sound the best they can by calling it a reproductive right, a reproductive health. That's what they call it. That's the word they use, reproductive health. What they fail to mention is that a lot of these abortion, it's because there's abortion bills that are passing, and we'll talk about this in the next video. But there's a lot of abortion bills or abortion-like bills that are being passed. Anti-abortion bills or anti-abortion-like bills that are coming out that are saying, hey, you can't have an abortion unless it's terminally dangerous to the woman, or, it has to be, or something like that. It has to be like a serious issue. And in those cases, you still can have an abortion. Now, but those are really the only cases. They don't allow for incest. You can have a kid, or rape you, you still have to have the kid. And so they kind of frame it as being like reproductive health. Well, no, because the health part of it is still taken care of. But of course, they don't mention that here. They want you to think that it's really an attack on women. And so a lot of this is also just deception. It's also just, saying things in a way that people aren't going to understand. And so I don't like that. That's kind of sleazy. It is sleazy. I mean, that's it's what it is. And so here they kind of go on and they kind of remark about how terrible it is that women aren't going to have the right to kill babies anymore. It says, they even call it a public health crisis, as if it was, I don't know. I can't get inside these people's heads, but, people have an agenda. They all want you to believe a certain thing, and they try to push that as hard as they can. So Planned Parenthood is pretty upset about it, of course. Here it says, we are 100% committed to the best care that we can provide for patients. So certainly if there's an issue with the care we're providing, we want to know about it, she said. We want to be able to address that, but we can't do that when we're being attacked. Presumably in reference to the fact that, these licenses aren't being renewed for abortion practitioners or abortion, service areas like Planned Parenthood. And so one of the things that they mentioned here is all of the states that are starting to pass abortion legislation. One of them we'll talk about in a little bit, that's about Georgia, and how, these areas are really allowing for really actually, and it surprised me to see it at first. A lot of states like Georgia, Alabama, Missouri, and others are turning around and starting to say, we're actually not okay with abortions. We're not okay with just allowing people to kill babies. I mean, that's what it is. And so they started to push this legislation kind of going there. And of course, you have the liberals and the people who believe in, a woman's right to kill a baby, coming out and saying, no, you cannot take away our right to kill babies. That is not okay. That's not cool, man. And so now you have this kind of back and forth between the two, and, it gets very political. And it's interesting. I don't know what the best recourse here. The thing I'm actually more interested in is I don't even know if Missouri can do this. Like, legally speaking, the Supreme Court has said that you can't just not allow that a woman can have the right to have an abortion, right? I mean, and so if that's true, then how can they do this? I don't know. Maybe this becomes an issue where it's state sovereignty versus federal sovereignty, but we'll see how far that legislation goes. The interesting thing too, since we're on the subject of Roe v. Wade, is that the woman who originally was involved in that case later came out and regretted what she had done because she never had wanted a woman to really be able to do something like that. So just as a bit of like historical kind of context, Roe v. Wade was really in the woman's eyes who was involved in it a mistake. And that's pretty profound. Life in America, whether you're Christian or religious at all or not, I think we all recognize that life has value. I mean, the fact that we exist, the fact that you're here and you're watching this video right now, you exist and you have value. And so who are we to turn around and say that these babies don't have a right to be born? I don't know. So with that, guys, if you guys like the video, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's all we have for you today. And leave a comment if you want to, kind of some engagement. Let me know what you think about this, what your ideas are. It's kind of crazy. Missouri will be the first state to not allow, to really not have any legal place for someone to have an abortion. And so, that's crazy. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this ends up in the court, because it looks like the ACLU is going to sue a bunch of these states. So we'll see. So with that, guys, take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.